Currently in lockdown, kind of awkward coughing Stim. Wow! You get embarrassed by public meltdown. What can he understand? Shit show. Yeah.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.
We are gonna have some banana cake. Oh, look at that, guys. Look inside there.
Sometimes you're crashing down.
Oh, do you want to try it?
No.
You don't want it? Do you want it from the middle? Okay. Jacob likes it. Oh, he wants more. He loves it. Is it good? Say it's yummy.
Yummy!
Cheers. Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's vlog. I wanted to show you guys that lately he's been taking, oh, he's bumping the table. He has been taking this container around. It's got his container of beads, all of his dummies, his keys, his little, pretty much everything that he loves is in that box. And he takes it to bed with him and it's really cute. I'll show you. I often have to clean it out because he often puts food in there as well that he loves. Let me know if your kids carry anything around with them that's not the typical thing that you would carry around. So this morning, as you guys saw, we baked some, I would say it's banana bread, but I followed a banana muffin recipe and it kind of came out a little bit wetter than it should have, but it was still delicious and the kids loved it. I love that we can bake together and it's kind of like a sensory experience for Jacob. Jazz loves it so much and I just wanted to give kind of, I mean, I'm no expert, but a kind of a piece of advice. When I first started baking with the kids, I would often like get them to do it quickly or just help them out a little bit. But honestly, just like sitting back and letting them do it for themselves, letting them learn, like, you know, it's gonna be messy, but it has been the best thing ever for them. And it like keeps them busy, it keeps their mind working, and Jacob loves it.
No.
He only stuck around for a short amount of time, but he still loved putting the organic milk into the recipe. So you guys have may or may not know that we are currently in lockdown as of 3 days ago. I think we're in day 3 of lockdown, and yeah, not too much is different for us. We're still having therapy and we're still planning on sending the kids to daycare. It is honestly like unbelievable that we are like a year and a half later and we're still going through this, but you know, it is what it is and we work with our lifestyle. Kiss. I love you. Jacob's therapy was cancelled today, so we pretty much have nothing to do. We usually have swimming lessons and they've been cancelled. So I think what we are going to do is go in the backyard and play for a little bit, and we might go out for a walk later on. Something that is kind of awkward that's been happening for a very long time, and I mean like a very long time. Jacob has had this coughing stim, and if you don't know what a stim is, it's like a self-stimulating behavior, and it's like flapping hands. I've got a video on it. I'll put the video up here if you want to watch what a stim is. But Jacob has various stims and they change all the time, but he's on and off had this coughing stim where he goes aha, aha, and he's not sick. He just does a coughing stim. And so when we go out into the public and he does that coughing stim, everyone is looking at us like, why are you bringing your kid out while they're sick? He's not actually sick, he's just doing a coughing stim, and it's very awkward, and I'd love to know if it's very common. Like, I've heard a few people tell me that their kids do like a stim that sounds like coughing, and you know, especially during these times, it's like the worst thing ever. It's so awkward. But, you know, it is what it is. We still take him out. Every time she brings out her iPad to watch, she always is like, I want my blanket and I want my pillow. Literally a lazy lockdown day, so I thought I'd bring out the camera. She's got a little baby in there. Jacob's chilling. Okay, seeing as all the hairdressers are closed, I thought that I'd go to one at home. Are you doing my hair? She's brushing my hair with a spoon, even though I gave her a brush.
Yeah, and I just did brushing there. Because I did burn and stuff on the So pretty.
So pretty, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh, thank you so much. Ed, what are you gonna do?
princess.
Oh, is it gonna be like a princess, is it?
Yeah, we're going to princess. I'm doing a princess.
Wow!
Can I tell you a secret? You're cute.
No, you're cute.
No, you're cute.
No, you're cute.
No, you're cute. Oh, she said, you're cute.
So Jordan's home, if you haven't noticed. Jordan got off early because not very much work at work.
Yeah, very quiet.
Because no one is out.
Lockdown! Hi, everybody!
Hi, we didn't end the vlog, so we're going to do a little Q&A. We asked you guys over on Instagram and on YouTube for some questions, and we're going to answer those. Question number 1 is, do you get embarrassed by public meltdowns, and do people say stupid comments? Happens to me all the time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Jacob has less meltdowns nowadays, but I think that's because we've kind of adapted our lifestyle to him. We used to go to a lot of new places and do a lot of new things that used to trigger meltdowns.
Yeah, and now we know the signs to look for if he's starting to have one. You start to like know more about.
We just get in the car and go.
He's cute.
I don't get embarrassed by them anymore. I used to get very embarrassed. Nowadays it's like the other day we went to Target. He spilled that orange juice and had a meltdown because it wasn't being mopped up.
He wanted it to be cleaned, and Jacob will go to the extent of using his clothes to do it.
Yeah.
And we didn't want him to fully be covered in orange juice that was from the floor. So we had to hold him back from the orange juice, and he was like he didn't like the fact that there was spilt juice on the floor.
Yeah, and we were like trying to like wait for this person to bring him up.
And they took a very long time to come and clean the floor, and he was losing it, and we're like, thinking to ourselves, someone please get a mop? Like,
Yeah. Yes, it can be embarrassing to like a little degree, but it's more than that, it's overwhelming for us as well. So like, I don't think I'm ever thinking about what people are thinking of us in the moment, maybe afterwards, but like in that moment, I'm like totally not thinking about what other people are thinking. And I don't really care.
You're thinking about the best for him to feel better.
Honestly, I was holding a child back from putting himself into orange juice, so I was not thinking about it at the time, but I don't think that...
Oh, and there was like people like looking like...
Yeah.
Like, what, your kids never spilled something in a store? Like...
Yeah. I don't really care either. People make more stupid comments on this YouTube channel than in real life, so...
Yeah.
I would just say ignore them. They don't know.
Haters gonna hate.
The next question is, what therapies do you currently have your son in? Currently, he's only in ABA therapy and speech therapy. He was doing occupational therapy, but we stopped that. It wasn't going so well. So.
Yeah, I just think it wasn't for Jacob. Not that it doesn't work for other people, it's just that it wasn't for Jacob.
I don't think Jacob suits going to a clinic to get therapy.
Yeah,
he loves therapy at home.
Yeah, he gets therapy at home and at school, and they're places that he feels very comfortable.
Yeah.
And going to some place that's not as familiar
with lots of people,
especially at the start.
The story with occupational therapy is that he, like, every single time we went there, he had a meltdown. Like, we weren't even getting any therapy. That's what I'm saying before. Like, if we were to take him to different places like you would your children, he probably would have a lot more meltdowns than...
Yeah, I'm going to say Jacob likes to really go to the same places a lot.
Yeah, and we do that too.
I think he likes being familiar with the place. He opens up to it quicker.
Like the other day we went for a walk and we went the opposite direction to what we usually go to, and he was like a little bit like...
pulling the other way.
I don't want to go this way. Because he doesn't know what we're doing. So, like, we can't tell him like we tell Jazz, oh, we're going to be going to the park.
We're going to go to a different park.
And this kind of follows on from that is, what is his receptive language like? What can he understand?
He understands no.
Yes, he does.
For sure.
He can understand a few things. Whether he's listening to you is a different story. So like if I say, get down, sometimes he will listen, sometimes he won't.
He understands kiss, but I think it's because it's one we say so much.
Yeah.
He understands like when you say ready, set, go.
Yeah. I don't know fully what he understands. I don't think anyone really knows what he understands fully. But those are the things that he reacts to.
I think a key thing is to be persistent.
Is that right, Jacob?
To be persistent with the things that you want him to remember. If you can edit that somehow, I'll be very impressed. How are you going? Good.
Yeah.
Kids are getting along.
Yeah, that's a big thing lately. Although he's doing really well, I'm also really scared now that we're in lockdown that he's going to go backtrack again like he did in the school holidays. Yeah. But we'll see if that happens. That's like the scariest thing ever about lockdown is him getting out of his routine. Love school holidays. Love lockdown. I just hit myself in the face. How did you find a newborn and a toddler? I'm expecting baby number 2 and I'm nervous. To be honest, it was a shit show. I would say enlist all the help that you can get with your older child. So like get someone to take them during the day just to get their energy out, because you're not going to have very much energy. So yeah, good luck. I hope we didn't scare you.
Don't be shy to ask for help.
Tips from you or others on how to get your child into a car seat. My daughter has meltdowns. Yeah, we went through that.
Yeah, it goes away.
Oh, you don't know that.
There's a good chance that it will go away.
I think with Jacob...
It's eventually going to go away. They're not going to be 10 years old and like... I don't want to sit in the chair.
But with Jacob, again, as I said before, we've kind of reduced the places that we went to that are new. So I think that's why he started enjoying the car more, because he knew where we were going to go.
Where he was going was familiar.
Maybe if you can get some like social stories or pictures, like we've got a picture board up so that you can show them where they're actually going. I think that was just with Jacob. It was like unknown. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't want to go in the car. we could be going to a place that I really hate. When Jacob was going through that period of he wasn't wearing any clothes and he also didn't want to get in the car, we literally had to do it really quick, and two of us like get his clothes on, run into the car, literally had to hold him down. It sounds really bad, but
we
that's
didn't
what we
have
had
a
to do.
choice.
Yeah, we had to do.
I like this one. So like, where did you find out about safe food, sensory things, and what would work in Jacob's bedroom? I think trial and error is is a big one.
But with safe foods, like all those terminology and things, I kind of learnt those through the first speech therapy assessment we got for Jacob. She did a sensory processing profile on Jacob, which identified every single area of his sensory needs, including food. And that's where I learnt a lot of the stuff that I, tell you guys every day. And also just online, learning things online from different people. But mostly, it was from that speech therapist, which was almost like an occupational therapist assessment. I definitely recommend getting an assessment done for your child, because it identifies areas that they're either overactive or underactive in. In regards to the sensory toys, yes, it was a trial and error, but definitely going to different places and seeing Jacob try those things in different clinics and things like that, like swings and stuff he loves. We didn't know he'd like the trampoline. That was a risk.
Yeah, well, actually Jacob was scared of the trampoline the first time he went on it.
Yeah.
But within like 24 hours, he was in love with it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might see them try something somewhere and think they might not like it, but then when you actually have it at home, they've got more chance to get used to whatever it is.
I would recommend going to an occupational therapist, getting an assessment to see where their needs are, but also at those places they can trial these things over weeks, so you can identify what they actually are drawn to, and then you can buy it at home. I'm going to be doing a sensory bedroom tour very soon because he's gotten a few new things lately, and I wanted to do like a film of that video because a lot of you ask where we get things from and what he likes and what he uses, so I'm going to do that. We are going to finish it there. There was a couple more questions. I might answer those over on Instagram, so definitely go and follow us there. Subscribe to this channel if you aren't already, and if you have any other questions, comment those down below and we will answer them. Jordan likes answering comments too, so bye! Bye! Be sure to click here for another video you might enjoy, and here for our most recent upload, and click here to subscribe to our channel to join our journey.